but you better not kill the groove.
While 2022 was all about running up that hill, 2023 wrapped up with murdering on that dance floor. Sophie Ellis-Bextor had a hit when she released Murder on a Dance Floor in December 2001. It was reportedly the most played song in Europe in 2002. Yeah. And since posting the music video on YouTube in 2017, it has racked up 93 million views.
If you think you're getting away, I will prove you wrong.
But 22 years after its release, writer-director Emerald Fennell chose the song to be the soundtrack for the final scene for a new film, Saltburn.
I always wanted to use Murder on the Dance Floor because it's the perfect amount of kind of jubilant, joyful, wry and camp, which I think this film absolutely required.
Sophie told People magazine, this little synopsis described how the character would be dancing, but I didn't have any context. I've got quite a quirky sense of humor anyway, so I was like, I think I have to see how this plays out. So she gave her approval for the song to be used in the film, and then the film had its premiere at the Telluride Festival on August 31st. And Sophie probably started to hear of how that scene did play out.
There may be others, and so.
So that's very much a cropped version of the actual shot in the movie, and that's pretty much the only 3 seconds I could crop and still keep everything out of frame without getting banned on YouTube. So yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, that'll give you a little idea of how that scene plays out. It wasn't until a month after that Telluride premiere that Sophie would see the film for herself on September 27th. Writing on Instagram, this morning I watched a screening of Saltburn as one of my songs is featured in it. I don't want to give anything away, but Emerald Fennell's new film is absolutely brilliant. I'm very happy to be part of the soundtrack. It's funny, dark, clever, and sharp. Can't wait to see it again when it's out. Now with the film out there, Sophie told People magazine last week, I didn't really know exactly how it would play in terms of the role it was in the movie until I saw it at the screening, but I absolutely loved it. I wasn't quite prepared for the visual. Seeing it written down as a premise is different. I mean, Barry really went for it, and it's like the whole song. Not quite, but yeah, it is like a minute and 40 seconds long. A one-shot take of that song playing when that's happening. Yep. Sophie decided to attend the film's Los Angeles premiere on November 15th, where she met Barry Keoghan for the first time, and she told People magazine that they had a little giggle about their now forever bear bond connection. Yeah, I'm sure. And she also wrote on Instagram, now go and watch the film and tell me if you can ever hear Murder on the Dance Floor the same way again. See, on November 16th, the film started getting a limited release, and it racked up $20 million in receipts at the box office. But then the film was set to start streaming on Amazon Prime on December 22nd.
I know about your kind.
And on the day of the film's streaming release, they both posted the promo for the film featuring Murder on the Dance Floor. Sophie did her own post writing, today Emerald Fennell's brilliant, twisted, and very funny movie Saltburn comes to Prime Video. I can't wait to watch it again. I love it so much. What a glorious thing to be part of the soundtrack and have the song used in such a unique and memorable way. It's also been really brilliant to see so many of you using the song on Insta and TikTok, including the talented Rosamund Pike. Keep the videos coming, I love it. Yeah, one of the film's stars and Golden Globe nominee, Rosamund Pike, got in on the early days of the dance floor craze on TikTok.
It's murder on the dance floor, but you better not kill the groove.
Once the film did start streaming on Prime Video, Saltburn started trending within hours of its release. Because yeah, this is a film to be discussed. And when you're not discussing the film, people were listening to the song.
I haven't stopped playing Murder on the Dance Floor since I saw the film.
On December 29th, one listener asked Sophie on Twitter if she envisioned her song being used in this way, and Sophie replied, yes, absolutely. But the real question was Sophie expecting this kind of resurgence for her 2001 song? On New Year's Eve, Sophie Instagrammed a screenshot of the song's Spotify stats and showed the major spike that occurred over the last week since the film's streaming release, and on December 29th, it had over 950,000 streams. On December 31st, Murder on the Dance Floor made its first appearance ever on the global Spotify chart with 1.4 million streams. Spotify wasn't even around when the song was first released. Sophie retweeted the news on January 1st, adding, wow, thank you for all the murder love. Happy New Year. Sophie rang in the new year with her own take on the Saltburn scene on TikTok. She even tracked down antlers as a nod to an earlier key scene in the film as well. Well done.
But you better not kill the groove.
On January 2nd, Sophie shared the news on her Instagram story that the song is expected to make a big splash on the UK charts this week. I'd actually never heard Sophie's song before seeing it in Saltburn. I never would have guessed that the song was 22 years old. Like, it sounds very current. And I find a lot of that when it comes to UK pop music, that it does have a very timeless sound. Like, it doesn't sound as dated as some North American pop music can sound. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like it was recorded in 2023 or 2024. So yeah, fantastic song, great use of the song. And Sophie's music video for the song, which was of course done back in 2001, is just as deliciously diabolical as the film.
You better not steal the moves, DJ. Gonna burn this goddamn house right down.
What did what you think of its use in Saltburn. And are you listening to Murder on the Dance Floor on repeat now, like me?
Pride.